Taylor Swift heads to Travis Kelce's mansion to celebrate Chiefs' win over Saints. Not only did Taylor arrive at last night's game, wearing a Vivienne Westwood kilt and a face full of glitter freckles, she and Travis were spotted together and looked completely obsessed. Fans caught footage of the couple chilling in the Chiefs' suite post-game, where they were seen chatting to Travis's dad, Ed Kelce, and Taylor's dad, Scott Swift. And despite the fact that they were literally speaking to their fathers, Taylor and Travis simply could not resist kissing each other multiple times mid-conversation. I mean, the footage speaks for itself. Taylor is about to start touring again. She has a show in Miami on October 18th, but she's wrapping up the Eras tour in December, and is reportedly planning to spend as much time with Travis as possible in 2025. A source recently told me that the Grammy winner is looking forward to taking a break and relaxing. She's exhausted. That's the plan for 2025. Taylor's really eager to start the next chapter with Travis. Meanwhile, the outlet spoke to an insider who gushed about how obsessed these two are with each other, saying Taylor and Travis are very committed and serious about their future. Taylor is ready for the next era of her life. She knows it will be special. Taylor has expressed how excited she is to settle down after her tour concludes. They're on the same page. However, after the game ended, Travis Kelce and his girlfriend Taylor Swift were spotted returning to Kelce's mansion in Kansas City. On a 3rd-and-22 play during the second quarter, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes threw to Kelce, who noticed numerous Saints defenders standing in front of him. Instead of falling and getting tackled, the 9-time Pro Bowler elected to pitch the ball to running back Samaje Perine, who took the ball and got the team just 1 yard short of the first down. The Kansas City crowd was up for grabs after the moment, and ESPN's cameras pointed to Swift, who was seated in the team's suite. The 14-time Grammy winner was spotted jumping up and down before hugging her dad, Scott. The Chiefs would convert on 4th and 1 and eventually kick a field goal before halftime. Fans were still astonished by Kelce's lateral play while claiming he's back after his slow start to the year. Washed who? "'Cause it's not our GOAT Travis," one wrote. "God, he's just so good, it's about time he got the chance to prove it again," another said. "Travis Kelce is like the Taylor Swift of tight ends," a third added. "This was so sick," a fourth commented. Kelce hauled in 9 receptions for 70 yards on Swift's return to Arrowhead after missing the Chiefs' previous 2 games. The 3-time Super Bowl champion failed to record a touchdown once again, but he still contributed to Kansas City's victory to go 5-0 for the season. After the game, Kelce was spotted embracing Swift in the team suite. She didn't attend his previous 2 NFL games and was also absent from his 35th birthday event over the weekend. Kelce hosted his annual charity event, Car Jam, which is a fundraiser to help local Kansas City kids. Swift's appearance and her hug with the NFL tight end have thrown cold water on rumors that the pair's relationship went sour. It's not clear when she will make her next game day appearance. The Chiefs have a bye in Week 6 and her Eras tour resumes later this month in Miami. As for his on-the-field play, Kelce now has 16 receptions for 159 yards in his last 2 games after a disappointing 3-game start to the year. The 11-year NFL veteran is still looking for his first touchdown of the season. And while the singer tends to wear head-to-toe bright red Chiefs merch to her Bows games, this time she opted for a grungy schoolgirl fit, which seemed to me like a reference to her song about Kelce, So High School, aka a fierce confirmation that the two are still very much together and very much in love. The centerpiece of the look in question was a slouchy plaid mini dress in gray and black, with red accents. The piece had a sweetheart, off-the-shoulder neckline and straps that acted as short sleeves and rested just below Swift's shoulders. At the bottom, the piece morphed into an asymmetric wrap skirt. Swift completed her Good Girl Gone Bad outfit with inky black leather knee-high boots with dramatic platform heels, a crossbody bag with a golden chain strap, and layers of gold and diamond jewelry, including dangly earrings that looked like planets or eyes, a chain necklace, and various bracelets and rings. But the real gem of the look was her unexpected glam. Apart from wearing her signature wavy ponytail, black cat eye, and bold red lip, Swift also added on some glitter freckles all over her cheeks. The gems shimmered with the light and made the whole place shimmer. During the early weeks of the 2024 NFL season, Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid found himself addressing a pressing concern: the injury of rising star wide receiver Rashee Rice. The unfortunate incident, which occurred when quarterback Patrick Mahomes accidentally injured Rice in Week 4, leaves the Chiefs searching for solutions. What does this mean for Mahomes and the team's offensive strategy moving forward, despite the loss of Rice, who was emerging as the Chiefs' primary wide receiver by leading the team in targets, receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns? Reid remains optimistic about his in-house options. "I'll visit the moves with each practice session. But right now, I think we're okay with who we've got up at wide receiver," Reid told reporters before Week 5, signaling to the front office that immediate changes are not necessary. This confidence raises questions. Can the current roster rise to the occasion without Rice? With Rice sidelined for at least 4 weeks, attention now turns to rookie wideout Xavier Worthy, who many expect to step up in Rice's absence. However, Reid made it clear that he wants to see contributions from the entire receiving corps. "We have guys here that have experience of playing in a game, so I mean, it's not that he's the only one, and doesn't have to be the only one," Reid explained. This indicates that the team will not solely rely on one player, but instead will spread the ball around to maximize their offensive potential. The Chiefs' wide receiver room also includes veteran players like Juju Smith-Schuster, who has returned to Kansas City after a year with the New England Patriots, as well as Sky Moore, Mecole Hardman, and Justin Watson. While many might expect the Chiefs to seek additional talent during Rice's recovery, Reid's faith in his existing players suggests that they can maintain their competitive edge. Will this diverse group be enough to keep the Chiefs in the playoff hunt? As the season progresses, all eyes will be on how Reid navigates this challenge and whether his confidence in his current roster pays off. The stakes are high for Mahomes and the Chiefs as they aim to continue their pursuit of greatness in the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs' need for more playmakers is well documented at this point. They are without several playmakers in Marquise Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, and Rashee Rice. The Chiefs are unbeaten at this point, but they will need to add more difference makers on the offensive end. Green Bay receiver Romeo stayed away from the team twice last week and was ultimately suspended for the Week 5 contest against the Los Angeles Rams. He's unhappy with his role with the Packers and could be the perfect trade target for the Chiefs. The Chiefs are eyeing several playmakers as they await the official diagnosis of Rice's knee injury, but could be a perfect trade target for Kansas City. The Nevada product is an athletic vertical weapon. He can good speed and owns the catch radius to reel in a variety of different passes. In 34 career games, has 113 receptions, 183 targets, for 1,268 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. He may not be a number 1 WR right now, but he could elevate the Chiefs' passing attack. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid are a dynamic trio that is looking to hold down the fort. They have championship DNA, but they need to add more juice to the offense. The Packers said that is still a part of their future, but things can change in a blink of an eye. If they do, Kansas City should look to bring in the 24-year-old. When the Kansas City Chiefs take the field on the Monday Night Football stage against the New Orleans Saints, preserving the club's undefeated record will be of the highest priority. With that said, multiple individual players can also make waves if they hit specific benchmarks with good efforts. Tight end Travis Kelce's numbers bounced back last weekend against the Los Angeles Chargers, yet he still hasn't found the end zone this season. If quarterback Patrick Mahomes throws him a touchdown on Monday, the duo will break a third-place tie for the most touchdown connections between two players in NFL history. Additionally, Kelce himself can take an outright hold of fifth place in touchdowns by a tight end if he adds one to his current 74 total. Passing legends like Jimmy Graham, duo record, and Jason Witten, solo record, in with one score would be quite the feat. Speaking of big-time games versus the Chargers, Chris Jones was dominant and logged multiple sacks for the first time this season. It was the superstar defensive tackle's best effort of the year thus far, earning him AFC Defensive Player of the Week honors. With half a sack on Monday, he'd passed Justin Houston for the fourth most career sacks in Chiefs history. Having already owned the franchise record for an interior rusher, Jones's success can now even be compared to those whom the game is built to favor more as pass rush specialists. Trent McDuffie is coming off a career season, one that saw him set a new personal best in sacks with 3. He needs 2.5 more to tie the franchise record for most sacks by a cornerback in Kansas City history. Not only that, but he's 4 forced fumbles away from making it into the top 10 for overall defenders to play for the franchise. Reaching either of those marks against New Orleans is extremely unlikely, but it's still important to shed light on McDuffie being that close despite having only 31 regular season starts under his belt. The New Orleans Saints have a big game today against the Kansas City Chiefs. Playing on Monday Night Football, the primetime game will be nationally televised, and it will be the only NFL game played Monday, which means everyone will be locked in. The Saints are 2-2, dropping their last 2 games in heartbreaking fashion, and they need to get back in the win column. In order to do that, New Orleans has to do something no team has done this season: beat Kansas City. The Chiefs are 4-0, and they've won the last 2 Super Bowls, so they are a tough test. This is undoubtedly a big game, so while the Saints are hoping their play will do the talking, they are also making sure they are going to look good, wearing a special uniform. The color rush uniform consists of a white jersey with gold numbers, and white pants with a gold stripe. Both the jersey and pants have black accents. In the past, the Saints have worn this uniform with gold helmets or black helmets. On Monday, the team will be wearing the alternate black helmets. New Orleans fans have been pretty vocal about not liking the black helmets. It doesn't help that the Saints don't have much success when they wear the black helmets. New Orleans is 0-3 when wearing the black helmets with the color rush uniform. That compares to a 9-6 record when the gold helmets are paired with the color rush jerseys. 15 games is a much larger sample size than 3, but things haven't gone well for the Saints in the black helmets. They'll try to change that on Monday against the Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs need to have a next man up mentality. Kansas City has an offensive style dependent on sustaining long drives, which in turn shortens games and does not allow them to win with margin. The Chiefs' running backs rarely break off gains of more than 10 yards. In fact, they have the 3rd lowest rate of explosive rushes of any NFL team. You will continue to see an offense that faces many 3rd downs throughout the game, with any penalty or sack having the chance to be a drive killer. We have seen Kansas City fail to cover this type of line in recent years, and it mainly has to do with the lack of downfield options at Andy Reid's disposal. Offensive coordinator Matt Nagy continues to call plays in a manner conducive to limiting Patrick Mahomes' average depth of target, (ADOT). Mahomes ranks 25th in adjusted yards per attempt and his 5.4 ADOT is the lowest of any starting quarterback in the league. Mahomes is 33-40 against the spread, ATS, in his career when favored by more than 3 points. Since the beginning of 2020, as a favorite of more than a field goal, Mahomes is 21-31, 40.4%. ATS, I am expecting another tight game and for this trend to continue as Kansas City struggles to generate any type of consistent attack offensively.